banner at the top, we'll hit that, and then it's just a matter of picking your sports, and then it's just player props. More or less, it's that easy. You can mix teams, you can mix leagues, you can even mix sports into the same pick and bet. But there's a catch. Pick'em doesn't have odds, it has a multiplier. The more legs, the higher the multiplier. If you're not confident on a leg, you can hedge your bet. And that is that. If you are having a pick'em on the basketball this season, please do so responsibly. Cheers.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
A good crowd in the house at Qdot Bank Arena. Kendrick Davis, it's 2-on-1. Malowatch.
Freeman Liberty's off to the races. Harrison throws it down.
That's a great feed.
The great pass to Cody.
Good pass. Look at how they go. Post up, wave the ball.
Cartwright. Well, swung away.
Here's the birthday boy, Kyron Galloway. Oh, wow!
And look at Harrison.
Dellavedova.
29 points around 9 is this time.
Xavier Cook. Time buzzer.
Hello and welcome to the Hungry Jacks NBL. We're in beautiful Sydney as the Kings prepare to take on the Brisbane Bullets. The fans are all smiles with the Kings, one of the informed teams in the competition. Kendrick Davis and Xavier Cooks are looking relaxed and ready to go. But the Bullets pose an interesting matchup. They've started to generate some momentum of their own. Great to be with you. I'm Joe Healy alongside Jace Kadee and Brad Rosen. Guys, we're looking at the Mitsubishi Motors ladder here. What stands out to you?
No, it's a massive game because Sydney are just climbing their way through the ladder and Brisbane are trying to fight their way off the bottom. So I'm really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. You look at that, if Sydney win, they can take third spot after South East Melbourne lost last night. And then you look at Brisbane, well, they've just got to keep winning, Joe. They need to build up. There is a chance they can make the 6 and it's got to start tonight.
Well, as we said, the Kings have been in fine form. They've won their last 5 games in a row. What are you expecting from them tonight?
I'm expecting the same. I think they've been very, very good and they've been really consistent, which they weren't early on in the year, and they've just been playing with a bit of energy and grunt about them that's really allowed them to just roll over some teams.
Yeah, since that FIBA break, they have been outstanding. The way they've been able to play the defense with Bull Qual really being physical out there. Xavier Cooks and, of course, the lead. Kendrick Davis has been playing outstanding basketball.
They've won 9 of their last 11 that you just saw on your screen. Kendrick Davis, as you guys said, has been brilliant, but so too has Xavier Cooks.
No, he's a big part of what they do, and he has been for a long period of time. When Xavier plays well, the Sydney Kings do well. And I think you've seen a big rejuvenation of where he's going, and I think it's been a lot because of KD as well. They've found a good balance between them.
Yeah, I love that, and I think just since that game, when he turned the ball over against Tasmania, he's just taken a new direction. He had 24 and 10 the next game against Brisbane, ironically, but since the last 11 games, he's had 16 points and 64%, just over 7 rebounds, over 3 assists. He is leading this team very well.
He's going to be key for them tonight. Let's talk about the Brisbane Bullets. They're a completely different looking side to the one that started the season. Darryl McDonald having taken the reins for the last few games. I want to play you a bit of his press conference after their last loss to United. Take a listen to this.
Said earlier today, I still think we're a chance. I don't think we're out of it until we're actually out of it. So we got to fight. You know, we fight every game. You just got to, these close ones, we got to try to come up with some of these close wins. We can do that, you know, put some pressure on some of these other teams that we're chasing.
Yeah, D-Mac is the ultimate competitor. I love the attitude.
No, he's an NBL legend. He was as a player and he's been around as an assistant coach forever too. And I think for him, this is an audition. This is his chance to be the competitor and say, hey, I want this group to replicate the way I want to play. And I think we've seen that with a bit of what they've done offensively.
Yeah, look, I had to play against this guy, and when I guarded him, it just seemed like the game went so slow. And that's how I see him coaching. He's just so calm, he's collected. I love the change-ups that he's done. The ball is going inside to Tyrell. You saw that in the last game. He was very adamant about it. Tyrell had 23 and 11. I don't see any changes tonight. D-Mac, he knows that they can win this game, and it's going to be one that he wants.
He's got 1 win and 2 losses at head coach. Who's going to be key for him if they come out with a dub tonight?
It's Tyrell. They need Tyrell to play well. He functions so well for them offensively and defensively, and he's a problem for everyone in the league.
The Sydney Kings will be very worried about this game. They should take care of business and take care of business easy. But this is a new Brisbane Bullets team. They're energetic, they're fun to watch, they're getting up and down now, and anything is possible. The Sydney Kings need to watch out. They need to come out very hard.
It's almost time for the tip. I'll hand you over to the fourth member of our broadcast team. Matty Russell, take it away.
Good on you, Joe. Nearly time for tip. Nothing to report in terms of changes to the starting fives. There is Sydney's, the same openers who disposed of Illawarra on Christmas night. Quayle, Dellavedova, Davis, Cooks and Suarez. Brisbane have had 13 different starting fives this season, the most of any team. Well, tonight they are unchanged after pushing Melbourne on Saturday night, but there is no Hunter Maldonado, who joins Brisbane from southeast Melbourne. Visa technicalities apparently keeping him out of the playing roster tonight, which is disappointing for him and Brisbane, given his final game for southeast Melbourne was full of promise. He had some nice moments, despite not being able to make it fit and work enough to stay at the Phoenix. So can the Bullets take down the hottest team in the league, or does Sydney claim a sixth consecutive scalp? Tuesday night, Hungry Jacks NBL at Kudos Bank Arena in Sydney, round 14 of Hungry Jacks NBL. A little bit of a false start there as we go back to do the tip all over again. Clock will be reset, I believe, or 4 seconds expiring in that first jump. And it's a Sydney win in the air. Kendrick Davis, what a roll he is on. He hands it up for Matthew Dellavedova to bring the Kings into the front court. Good hustle there. Terry Taylor winning possession, forcing the turnover and making sure Brisbane score first.
Exactly the start they would want. Nice up and in on the defensive end, get a nice stop, bad turnover, and then go down and make the basket.
Taylor averaging 12.5 points per game in his first season in the NBL and backing away with his first points. Kendrick Davis, that run I mentioned, he's been freewheeling Kendrick, last year's MVP runner-up. On a 5-game win streak, he scored 20-plus points in all of them. Sydney winning 5 on the bounce, and 9 of the last 11 as Dukas finds Norton, who has a 3-run down the keyway, and the finger roll finish.
It's a nice start for Brisbane. They just needed to come out with some aggression, and they've played really well their last couple of games, and I think that's a big thing for them, is being aggressive and coming out and getting after Sydney.
Dellavedova, shot clock at single figures. Davis working baseline. I'll have to get busy now. Kendrick shoots unsuccessfully. The rebound, Tyrell Harrison. And Javon Freeman Liberty lets rip with a 3-ball. Off the mark. These teams met in round 7. Sydney prevailing by 37 points. That foul on Mitch Norton.
Well, I know it's early and we're only just under 2 minutes, but this is not the start Brian Goorjian would want. You can just tell they've just come in, they're playing through the motions. That's been pretty much 3 easy looks for Brisbane. It wouldn't surprise me if there's an early timeout if this keeps going.
Davis dribbling his way to the bucket and scoring. Davis with all of Sydney's points so far. Norton. Now Taylor, the man who opened Brisbane scoring. Dukas, championship winner with OKC last season. As Taylor fires just inside the clock and it bounces away. That win by Sydney men in round 7, it was by 37 points on the back of the fact 6 Kings scored double figures. Delhi was not one of them. They shot the ball above 50% from the field, 41% from 3. They out-rebounded Brisbane by double figures, 12-6 offensively. Had 30 assists on 42 made buckets and only 4 turnovers. It was a stunning display by the Kings, and they stopped Brisbane right there. Xavier Cooks with free passage to flush too early.
Well, Brad, ever since you said George won't be happy, the wheels have turned.
Well, that's the start they want, and here's the Amy replay. It wasn't a good first few possessions, but this is poor defensive transition, and Xavier Cook's doing Xavier Cook's things, finishes it. But that's better from the Sydney Kings and Brisbane. Well, they just need to get the ball. I don't think Tyrell's touched it at all coming off the game he's had.
Well, Joe Healy spoke with the man of the moment, Xavier Cooks, pre-tip.
All right, let's get the cameras roaming. Who wants to be upgraded?
Why do you think this season at the moment is different and better the way it was last season?
For us?
Yeah.
I think it's just the attention to the defensive end. I think last year we were really ups and downs in the defensive end. We'd have one good performance, but even games like the recent ones, we didn't blow anybody out last year. Every single game was a butt grind from the start to the stop, and it doesn't really matter about blowouts, but it's a good indication that you're on the right path.
I forgot that Joe was working courtside the WNBL game pre this NBL contest, so you had the chance to chat with Xavier. Brad, how did you find him?
Yeah, he was great. He was upbeat. Very, very happy with the way the team's rolling, but he realises, you know, they've got a long way to go.
First of 3 Flames Kings double headers at Kudos Bank Arena this evening. The Southside Melbourne Flyers too good for the Sydney girls. 113-94 on the back of Kayla George and her 23 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Always popular nights when there's the Flames and the Kings in tandem at Kudos Bank. So how do the Bullets emerge from that timeout? Having started with promise, allowing the Kings out by 4 on the back of that Xavier Cooks jam.
Well, McDaniel and Divas have come in for Brisbane.
Liberty finds Harrison down low. Led by Suarez, pestered by Davis. Turn and shoot from Taylor, and he just shrugged, saying, I was under clock pressure, I had to do something.
And you called for it, Brad. You wanted the ball to go in Tyrell, and you can see straight away Sydney said, no, we're coming to double on the catch. We're not going to allow you to play on the block. And I think that makes sense for Sydney, and that's what they've done to other teams.
Yeah,
taking away what they're after.
And that has been their strengths. When they play Adelaide, they do something different. When they're playing Bryce, when they go to Melbourne, they're doing this to CG43. They're doing certain things, and here's another turnover. Much better intensity by the Sydney Kings.
Most recent points by Xavier Cooks. That's off the back of his 21 on 9 of 11 shooting against Illawarra on Christmas night. His battle with Tyrell Harrison. Very different styles of big men will be intriguing tonight. Great shooting percentage at 61.5. Xavier. Joe Healy, over to you.
We've all heard the old cliche that the best offense starts with the best defense. That is ringing true for the Kings at the moment. Brian Goorjian broke it down this week and said the energy, effort and pace they're playing with at the defensive end is carrying over. They're running the lanes, playing more off stops as opposed to taking the ball out of the net and allowing the opposition time to settle in. It suits their personnel. Xavier Cooks right now is Exhibit A.
As Divas unable to score, Joe. To your point, Sydney have won their last 8 when conceding fewer than 90. Ball Qual showing his defensive nous, and Ball will finish at the rack.
Well, this is getting a bit scary for the Bullets. The intensity of the Sydney Kings is not letting them get into anything. It's all against the muscle. Good switching here. You look at the defense here. Everything is outside the 3-point line. Not a touch inside just yet.
Sydney have scored the last 8 points. Divas, Javon Freeman-Liberty finds the front of the rim, and now there's a foul called on Sydney, much to Brisbane's relief.
Well, Jace, you've been in situations like this on both ways, I'm assuming. Times when you come out, here's Ball Qual finishing on a nice steal, where you come out, you're leading, and you've got to advance and keep going, but then on the other end where it's hard. What are you telling your teammates right now?
I think for me right now, I huddle up and say, hey guys, let's get the ball into Tyrell. We know they're doubling. So let's use that as a way. It's not for Tyrell to shoot, but it's a way for us to find a good shot inside out. And this is a good lesson for young Divas coming in as being the point guard on this group right now. Some of the other guys are going to have to take some responsibility too in saying, hey, everyone settle down, let's play for some contact, and let's get the ball where we need to get it to and play out of that.
Harrison makes both free throws, actually snapping a 10-point run by Sydney. Quatnoy out there, fresh from his 6 made threes against Illawarra. Christmas night, that's an equal career high. He's been to 6 multiple times. Now Harrison. I reminded Quatnoy that he'd been to 6, and he said, yeah, Gorge keeps taking me off. Sydney will keep possession. Despite Brisbane being belted in their only meeting with Sydney this season, there are reasons to believe the Bullets can come here and cause a shock, because they have 6 new players on their roster compared to that round 7 defeat.
Well, I'm just watching Harrison here. He's come off and gone straight to the physio. Something happened to his arm or elbow in that last play, and the physio is having a look at that now, so I'm sure Joe will be all over that, but it certainly looked like he did something to it.
Which can be scary for him too, Brad, because he actually had an elbow issue a few years ago, which kept him out for most of the season.
Sam McDaniel lets rip unsuccessfully. Suarez the rebound. So Kendrick Davis, having scored the most recent points for Sydney, kicks it out for Quatnoy. Can he open his three-pointer count? No is the answer. Rebound to Freeman Liberty. He is one of those newcomers to appear in this Brisbane roster compared with their last meeting, that heavy loss to Sydney. So is this man, Terry Taylor. Norton also didn't play in round 7. Holt gets it done.
Very impressed with Holt. He's given him good minutes every time he comes on. He's got the energy. Jace, you and I were speaking about him before. He's just one of those players that just plays hard every time he's on the court.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing for them, and Nordo then creates it by driving. But yeah, I've been impressed with just how hard he plays. And sometimes those guys, as Suarez knocks down a jumper, but sometimes those guys, especially as they're figuring out their way in the league, that's exactly what they need to do. Just come in and play hard and then figure it out after that.
Smooth shot from the Brazilian Tim Suarez, averaging more than 10 points per game at 51%. Second stint as a Sydney King. There's Sam McDaniel as Suarez shows us his D. And then a fumble with the turnover. McDaniel again. That looked better through the air and much better through the net. Sam McDaniel on the board. Suarez. What a first quarter from Tim.
Well, that's inexcusable. You hit a 3 and then you get a 2-on-1 fast break. Defensive transition. You just can't give those up.
First quarters have been a struggle for Brisbane. And shooting has been a bit of a struggle for Mitch Norton since he returned from injury. 2.5 left in the first. It's Sydney by 7. Kendrick Davis
waved
has
away.
a chance to make it 10. Kendrick wants to challenge that.
Waved away. So they want to challenge it. And the worst job in the NBL with trying to be the coaches. Here we go here.
Yep. The Kings are very, very confident.
Well, I don't see what Norton does wrong there, so I don't know how you can change that. Straight up and down. Was he in the circle?
I actually don't know. I'm trying to come up with an answer for you.
I'm just going off body language. Kendrick straight away was adamant, we've got a challenge. Then,
yeah, but every player does that.
Once Brian Gorgian either was tipped off by his assistants or saw vision, he couldn't get to the scorers quick enough to signal timeout.
I often refer to coaches.
Well, he's inside the circle. So my understanding is you can't be called for a charge if it's inside the circle.
But he doesn't necessarily commit a foul either
So
by
then
jumping straight up.
Can it be changed to a no call and counted? I'm really not.
The only thing I could see that they maybe go with is, does he lead with his elbow?
No, it's unsuccessful.
Which they're saying that there is. I'm interested to hear what the reason is.
So it did appear to be inside the no-charge semicircle.
Yeah.
Here it is again.
Oh, there. Oh, the elbow. Well, yeah. Right there, the left elbow, straight in his face.
That angle puts an end to it.
Yeah, good call.
It might be the no-charge semicircle. It's not the no elbow to the head semicircle.
Not bad, Matty. At the end of the day, Nordo did nothing wrong anyway.
Yeah.
He went straight up
and
in
down.
the air.
Well, Scotty, that latest angle sort of summed it up for us. What about you?
Yeah, so defender initially, we look at him to make sure he remains vertical, and he does. And it's the leading elbow by Davis that goes straight to the face of the defender. That's what the offensive foul is, so we stay with the call on the floor.
Good on you, Scott Butler.
Scotty, I just want to ask Scotty a question. The fact that he's in the circle, does that make any difference whatsoever?
Since he's actually jumped off the floor. So once you leave the ground, the defensive semicircle rules don't apply. You just referee the call as you would normally.
All right, good stuff. That's why Scotty Becker's there. Butler said Scotty Becker. He was a referee, Scotty Butler.
Watnoy grabs the rebound. Back to that stat regarding Brisbane's first quarters. They're the worst in the league in terms of points scored and conceded in opening quarters this season. Down 18-11 inside the final 2 of the opening term tonight. Galloway with the miss. Milner the rebound. Dukas. Get away from Malawatch. Daniel, plenty of purple around Sam, and finds a way to get it done.
And I think for their group, Sam's got to be, we know him as a defender, but he's got to be aggressive offensively because he's played in big environments. And you look on the floor right now, where's the offense coming from? So he has to be aggressive.
Which he can. Like, I agree with you. He's got that capability as Malawatch goes to the hoop.
Malawatch typical of a very balanced Kings lineup right now. Here's Holt, guarded by Goodrick. Back to the Kings in a moment as McDaniel tries to keep the scoring going. That short rebound, Galloway. If Davis and Cooks are the head of the snake, they've got plenty of support in the starting 5 around them. And off the bench with impact come the likes of Galloway or Malawatch tonight. There'll be others as the game goes on. The rotations from Gorgon, fantastic. Yeah. There's a lot to like about the Kings, Brad.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look at Galloway on that open court. He must love when you commentate, Jace. He seems to put on a little bit of a show for you every time you're here.
He's a Bankstown guy now. He's had a visit there, so it's a bit of a
love
connection.
it.
There he is. Changed hands. Now Goodrick gets the O board and points. Didn't score on Christmas night, but had an impact in terms of rebounds and assists and physical presence.
Perfect backup 5 man. Perfect, just the way he plays, physicality.
Thriving in his first NBL season. Galloway getting a touch. It will stay with Brisbane. Sydney by 9. 8.5 seconds left in the quarter. Freeman Liberty lets the clock roll. He wants the last shot. Javon Freeman Liberty, step back, shoot, miss. And it's the Kings dominating the opening term. Too good for Brisbane by 9 on the back of 6 points. Kendrick Davis, 4 Xavier Cooks. Another all-round display by the Sydney team, being described as the hottest in the league and living up to that description.
Sydney fans. Give it up for my Sydney Kings dance crew. Also, dancer down, everybody. Put your hands together for the injured Sydney Kings dance crew dancer. Put your hands together for Sydney.
A hot start for the Kings here at Crudos Bank Arena. They lead Brisbane 24-15 after one. I was listening to the Bullets at quarter time. It's safe to say Darren McDonald is not happy with his team's defensive transition. I expect a response from them. And just one on Mitch Norton, one to keep an eye on. He's been chatting with the medics. He seems to have a little bit of discomfort in his jaw after that knock with KD in the first quarter. So I'll keep you updated, guys.
Thank you, Joe. There he is. Starting the second quarter, 8 Kings hit the score sheet in the first term, led by Kendrick Davis with 6. I mentioned Xavier Cooks, Tim Suarez with 4 each, and there was one stat to jump off the page in your eyes, Brad Rosen.
Yeah, when I looked at it, I saw the field goals. The Kings have taken 18 and Brisbane have taken 17, shooting 66% to scared 34, but it was 20 to 8 points in the paint. That was very noticeable, and a lot of that is coming from the transition.
Another watch off the glass.
And there's another 2.
So problems for Brisbane early in Sydney. And these teams met in round 7. It was in Brisbane, big win to the Kings. Norton shoots unsuccessfully.
Brisbane have to be careful here coming out of this quarter time break because it's just quickly got to 11. I was about to say 14 because the way he's been shooting the ball lately, a lot of men going in, but they're just going to weather this storm here.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, Jace, because they're looking rushed. They're 1 of 7 from the 3-point line. And that's what the Kings do to you. They push up and they make you, with 5 seconds to go, have to make a play here and shoot a 3, a wild one.
Yeah, Tyler Robertson playing his role perfectly. More on him in a moment. Harrison the miss. Xavier Cooks grabs the rebounds. And then Dellavedova looking for Malawatch, who did well to control the ball. Tyler Robertson, here he is, shooting the ball at 56%, including a 52% 3-ball. 14 to 27, he let rip early, Jace Kadee. So that's now 14 to 28, but off the bench, he's been running hot.
No, and we spoke about this before, and I'm interested in your opinion, Brad. I feel like they've started to get their kind of roster right now, and they bring Jalen Galloway in after 3 minutes, and then they let KD go longer, and then they start to bring in Malawak and Robertson at the end of the quarter. It's like they've figured out how they want to play and who in what stages.
Yeah, completely agree. It's a good out-of-bounds play there. I do like that they start Lil Quol now just to give them that defensive energy and grunt at the start and then bring Jalen on to be Jalen.
There's a nice inbound, Xavier Cooks for Malawatch. Watch up to 6 points and an equal game high. Dukas spots Taylor, who steps back, plenty of arc, barely brushes the rim, and Robertson is off and running. Tyler Robertson goes hard at Dukas. And the ball bounces for Sydney. Tim Suarez, well, Xavier Cooks wasn't looking at him.
Well, you live with those ones.
He thought Suarez was letting rip.
Yeah, you just live with him. He's going to crash the offensive glass. But it's just the defensive intensity here by the Sydney Kings. Every shot right now from Brisbane is against the muscle. And then the Kings, well, they're just killing them on the boards. 14 to 8 at the moment and just running every time.
Dukas just came off a screen before and he went to pull up, but he pulled out of it and passed it. They're some of the ones you've got to use their pressure against them because they're up and in and holding. Sometimes you come off a screen quickly and shoot it. They can't help but run up the back here and you get to the free throw line. They've got to start to find ways to use it against them, back cuts and things like that.
Freeman Liberty's shot in and out. Taylor couldn't fix it up, but it was off Sydney, so Brisbane keep possession here. They've lost 9 of their last 10, the Bullets. A run that claimed head coach Stu Lash. So interim Darryl McDonald, NBL legend, in control of the Bullets for the time being. 486 games, 15 seasons. 3-time champ, 3-time All-NBL. Most NBL steals, second most NBL assists. What a career. He said the game seemed to go slowly for him, Brad.
Just one of those players. Just everything he did was in, it felt like slow motion, but it was so good.
He leads a famous bullet in terms of most NBL steals in Leroy Loggins. He's led only by Drewy Andrew Gaze when it comes to NBL assists. Well, the shot making has dried up for Brisbane.
You absolutely nailed it there, matey. They're just getting rush shots, quick shots, random shots. They kind of can't find a rhythm for finding, that is a flop, as we keep going here, but they finally get one to go, but it's just been an ugly, ugly 3 and a bit minutes.
That makes it 7 of 26. So shooting sub 30%. Kendrick Davis finds the long arm of the law when it comes to life in Sydney. Xavier Cooks pulled it in, got the shot away, and drew the foul.
Jace, you said here as the Amy replay, these two, Kendrick Davis and Xavier Cooks, they're starting to really get that nice 1-2 combo, and that was just simple basketball, but easy.
Yeah, earlier on in the year, as we spoke about it many times sitting right here, the rhythm for how many people they were trying to get involved, it wasn't working, where now, just between those two, as Dave would love to see that free throw go through. Those two are triggering everything else, and it's letting everyone else just find a rhythm and a roll, and I think that's been a big reason why their group now is flowing.
Xavier's numbers, 27 minutes per game, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists per outing. The shooting at 61.5%, as I mentioned, ranked 4th in the league. As Davis finds himself in the corner, can't hit. Good rebound, ball qual. Kendrick Davis was touched by Davis, who did enough to slow it down. Now, Davis plays for the foul and gets it. He'll go to the line for 2 more. Kendrick on 6 points on 3 of 5. He'll head to the line for the first time this evening.
That's a space for the young fella when you go in KD and you feel isolated. Just how quickly he can move and play at different levels. He's so great at drawing contact that he just manages to find his way to the line.
Hoops Fest, fellas. It's coming quickly, 15th to 18th of January, Perth, WA. I love the description, a fusion of sport, culture, music and entertainment. Scan that QR code for the exclusive broadcast offer, 20% off all Hoops Fest tickets.
Did they end up getting across the line? You get to play golf with Andrew Gaze in Perth, I heard. Coach throwing that around.
What if we throw you into the bargain?
Brad's a great golfer. Hoops Fest.
And Jace Kidder. You know Brad cheats. Here's Sam McDaniel.
And at golf as well.
Taylor, the Divas, who puts it on the floor. Jumps around. Shot clock. Now, they've got to get the shot up. Divas does just in time, but misses. And the rebound is off the leg of Javon Freeman Liberty. Sydney ball.
This is where D-Mac taking over the group is going to have to try and find a way to push offense onto them from the sideline, because you can just see they're struggling to find the ball and they have no time. They're running out of time every possession to get a shot, and it's a bad place to be in as a group.
Well, he's done the right thing now. He's put Mitch Norton back onto the court, and that's the guy that can get him in this thing. And this is where I think Hunter Maldonado will help them. This is where he will be able to, as Galloway comes flying down, but he'll be able to change that for them.
18 the difference now, the shooting stats. Brisbane, 25%. Sydney, 61%. Freeman Liberty, they need this man to catch fire. Norton kicks it on. McDaniel, yes, from outside.
It was a good shot, but they missed Tyrell Harrison down low. He had Quatnoy on him, so they needed to knock that down, but they got to start to get some touches down low and get him into the game.
It's Suarez, he'll go to the line for 2.
Goal 24.
Tim Suarez, when these teams met round 7, he filled his boots, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks. He averages 15 points per game against Brisbane, the most of any opponent, so he'll be relishing his chances tonight.
Yeah, he's a tough cover for them. The fact that he can step outside, shoot the 3.
Genuine big at 6'11", 107 kilograms from Sao Paulo, Brazil. He's Part of that championship team of NBL23. Playing most recently in the D-League in Japan. And also taking his services to Puerto Rico, Israel, Turkey. Tim Suarez, back where he's already had success. Facilitating Freeman Liberty, who fumbles, and look who picks it up again. Bull Qual. Davis for Quatnoy, the fake to fool Taylor, and then his shot jumps out. The crowd riding it all the way. He might get another go here after another O board. Suarez with a miss. Rebounds 20-12 in favour of Sydney. There's been a collision mid-court. We're going Sydney's way. I was watching the ball. All I know is it's an offensive foul.
No, I think they called 8 seconds in the backcourt.
Okay.
It would have been, Matty, if they didn't call that. Look, timeout here for Brisbane. It's worrying times, down by 17. They don't look like they know where to get a score from. I think they've missed Tyrell a couple of times down low. There's some changes needed, but I'm not sure where he's going to go to, Jason.
I think he's got to just speak to the group about use Sydney's pressure against them. Like that right now, they're speeding them up, they're doubling, they're just flying around doing whatever they want. You've got to find a way to exploit it and take advantage of what they're giving you.
Darryl McDonald is on the record saying, I still think we can make finals. Let's listen in now.
We got to get the ball out quicker. We take it out of the net every time. But get it out, get it quick, and then we can go. Be prepared for the little fucking run and jump. We're not running anything. 4-man, Toy, you just get out. You come in the early punches. And then we play out of that. We get it to the third side, we can get the splits. Every time we get the splits, we get something. Can't play one-on-one. It's the shit that's killing us. Let's go.
Brilliant timeout by D-Mac. Exactly what you were just saying there, Jason. They're really, it's a nothing trap at half court. Just get the ball over. If you've got it, go. But don't play one-on-one and let's run something. Good timeout.
Because what you're watching too, you're watching Sydney say, we feel like we can just run around and junk it up defensively and kind of just take free swings defensively. They're not being held accountable to anything. So if you're Brisbane, how do I let them do that, know it's coming, and then exploit it and get some shots that we want?
The Kings by 17. Threatening to blow it wide open before we hit the half. Galloway goes outside to Noy. Smith-Milner had him covered, but not from close range. Nice move, Quatnoy. Bit of full court pressure here on Javon Freeman Liberty. He gets a little wild, bangs bodies, no whistle. Now they slow it down as the shot clock goes to single figures. Foul spotted. It'll be called on Jalen Galloway. Joe Healy to you.
Just listening to Brian Goorjian in that last time out, guys. Very happy with his troops at the moment, highlighting the efforts of Quatnoy and Jalen Galloway on the court. Pleased with their defense, as you can imagine, keeping the Bullets to just 5 points so far this quarter. He just said, guys, let's stay locked in and finish this off.
His team is working brilliantly for him, isn't it, Joe? Sydney Kings, 5 straight wins. They've won 9 of their last 11. And they're doing it every which way.
Well, it's a nice move, but it looked like a frustrated move from Harrison. Just got the ball and just wanted to bully his way through as if to say, give me the damn thing and let me go to the hoop.
Kings with a great record against Brisbane. Overall, 58-38. On this floor, it's 16 wins, 4 losses in favour of Sydney. Chase, you played for both these clubs. Sydney for 4 seasons, Brisbane for 5. The Bullets always struggled in Sydney. Why?
No, they were the 4 wins he's talking about.
We were flying. No, I felt like, to your point, when I left Sydney, I felt like I couldn't get a win here. Three and a half minutes left in the second quarter.
And it's Sydney out by 18.
That's Harrison's second, so he will sit now.
The Ignite Cup. We know the final is coming quickly. It'll be in February. $400,000 on offer on the night. It's February 22 on the Gold Coast. Scan that QR code for all your information and tickets. Who've you two got playing the Ignite Cup final right here, right now? Care to nominate?
Jason's ex-team.
Yeah, I think Adelaide will be there. There's a few ex-teams. You've got to be careful saying that, Brad.
Yeah. Well, latest ex-team.
I think Adelaide will be there. New Zealand on top, but can they hang on?
Yeah, I think they can.
Sam McDaniel for 3.
That helps. Sammy knocking down that 3 ball.
Well, 3 minutes left here. I know it's down by 16, but you would think the Kings are up by 20, 25 here because they're doing whatever they want. If they can get it back within 12, not giving up threes like that certainly won't help. But if they can get it within 12 or 15, there's light.
Whitenoy's third three-point attempt is his first successful one. On the back of Sam McDaniel going 3 from 5 outside. Now, Smith-Milner joins the party. It's raining triples all of a sudden. 43-27, 2.5 before the big break. And there's Holt getting in the way of Davis. Holt H-O-L-T, not H-A-L-T, because it should have been there on Kendrick. Full qual. Full qual credited with 5 rebounds. Seems to have been busier than that, especially at the defensive end. Here's Norton. Loses the ball baseline. Sydney possession. Been a tough season for the competitor who is Mitch Norton. We know he picked up that knee injury early, but he's shooting the ball at 30%, a 3 ball at 16. He's able to have a role in terms of rebounds and assists as always, but he'd just like that shot to be dropping a bit more regularly than it has this season.
Nordo's always going to play his role. I think the thing for him is his role's probably been increased due to what's gone on in Brisbane. You've got to remember, Nordo's never been one that's going to fill it up points-wise. He's always going to do little things. As Wall turns on the pain a bit more for Brisbane. But Nordo's one of those guys that are relying so heavily on him right now. He almost, unfortunately, just doesn't have someone to help him lead the team where then he can just go out and be his usual self.
He needs pieces around him. It's a good point you make.
Smith-Milner with the miss. Mitch Norton had a season-high 19 points in Melbourne, round 9. Behind the back from Davis to Suarez. All that was missing was the finish. And foul on Sydney in the rebound contest.
And Xavier Cooks will go to the free throw line. There's a fantastic article in the NBL website this week of Xavier Cooks, and I love what he's been able to say, because he felt like he let people down after what happened at the end of last year. And he talks about that game where he turned it over in the last possession and Tasmania got the win, and just how he was able to turn it around, use it against him to be able to fight the way through it, shooting his free throws better. Yes, he missed that one, but he's in a much better space. He did say in the article that's the lowest he's ever felt in that after that game. It's great to see him playing good basketball.
Seems lighter when you bump into him too, but
very
pre-game,
so.
post-game.
Very happy.
Final minute, first half. Freeman Liberty for the Bullets. Almost loses the ball to Kendrick Davis. Smith-Milner flushes 3 more. 46-30. Tooley up to 6 points. Dellavedova, the pocket pass for Cooks, and he's fouled by Holt. Back to the line for Xavier.
Not fun now, Chase. Just missed 2, and from the free throw line, he goes straight back there.
Perfect time to go back there, really.
Said like a pure shooter.
He'll be happy with that one.
There you go.
Top 5 in the league for field goal percentage. Last in the league for free throw percentage. But he owns that, and he's working hard at it. And he's made 2 from 2. On that trip to the line. To be 3 of 5 for the game. So the Kings still a chance to hit the half century by half time, especially with another Brisbane turnover.
That sums up the first half offensive of Brisbane.
Who do you want taking this shot, Jace?
But keep the ball right where it is in KD's hands and let him make the decision. I'd say they'll bring Suarez. They're going to play one-on-one, I think, and let him go.
Norton has a crack at the ball now. Kendrick Davis finding Dellavedova, the runner, in and away, tipped home by Xavier Cooks. The shot will count.
The point guard pick and roll. I didn't really think that one was coming.
They're just checking that the tip-in came in time, which it did. Plenty of time. So they do get their half century to finish the second quarter.
Zave's been really good this first half, just doing a lot of the intangible things, finish all around the ring, just working hard. And going back to your thing before, like we were here that game that it kind of all came to a tipping point for Zave, and I could see him after the game, you could see it in his eyes, and I remember walking up and just kind of giving him a hug saying, mate, you'll be all right, because everyone knows the player he is and the bloke he is. And so it is great to see someone like him with the capabilities he has just turn that around to where he's playing high-level basketball.
He's Sydney's leading scorer with 12 points now. Kendrick Davis has 9. Tim Suarez has 8. And it's the Kings by 21 at half-time. The hottest team in the league, only getting warmer as they've owned this first half. Matthew Dellavedova standing by to chat with Joe Healy. Joe?
Yeah, thanks, Matty. A massive first half for you guys. Defensive intensity is impressive. It's allowing the offense to flow. What's been most pleasing?
I think everyone's just locked into the scout. We're doing a good job picking up the ball. We've forced some turnovers, forced the 8-second count. I think BK's been unbelievable, setting the tone. KD, X, Watch, Quat being up, forcing that 8-second count, so it's a real team effort.
21-point lead. Is there anything that you need to adjust or change up in this second half?
Just continue to clean up the rebounding. You know, they got some big bodies down there, so if we can rebound, we can get out and run.
Good luck for the rest of it.
Thank you.
Well, the Kings are putting on a show for their home fans, but there's still a long way to go. Jason Brad will join me after the break to talk through the action. You're watching the Hungry Jacks NBL.
So scan the QR code on the screen for more information. And in celebration of the King, thanks to Foot Locker, we have a special little competition here. We have big fans and we have small fans, ladies and gentlemen. We are, believe it or not, we're going to do a dunk contest. What? With these City Kings fans. Look at I know. Look at them, they look like the NRL trophy. This is going to be a little bit risky what we're going to do. We've got Xander here, we've got Hunter here. Xander, you're going to go first. A massive slam dunk in honor of LeBron James, the King. Thanks to Foot Locker. Now, we've given them a Sydney Kings jersey each. We're going to choose a winner, and whoever doesn't win, we're going to take the jersey back. Just to teach your kids, not everybody wins. That's the way it works. Oh, wow. Okay, good lesson, good lesson. That's a lesson. All right. All right, you're going to go first, Eric. Grab the ball. All right, fans, come back. Let's give him a cheer. Let's encourage him. Come on, let's give him a cheer. Oh, that's his first attempt. They get 3 attempts each. So aggressive on that one. 3 attempts each. Okay, you're going to get another go. Right, gentlemen, let's do a slow hand clap. Come on. Hold on. You go pick up 10 papers. Now it's your turn. Let's go. Right, this is Hunter now, ladies and wait. Slow handcuff. That's pretty over the top. He did the over the top. All right, 1-0, 1-0. This is going to be a lot harder. Sander. All right, this is it. This is your turn. Here we go. Big run up, big run up. You can do it, sir. I know. You realise how difficult this is. It's not easy. It's not easy. All right, run up. Here we go. Oh. All right, back to you, Hunter. Back to you. All right, let's do that again. That's a knock on. We'll go again. Ready? Here we go. Some noise, ladies and gentlemen, as he slam dunks it. Oh, he's looking for the... Oh, it's got the reverse. What's that? He's looking for the underarm. This is your last. Let's get a drum roll. Should we get a drum roll? Let's get a drum roll. Rob, you pick him up. Go through the air. That's it. You slow motion. We'll do this in slow motion. All right, drum roll. We need a drum roll. Oh, here we go. Like LeBron, like LeBron. Yes! We've done it! We have done it! Now it's your turn. Rob has got 11 of these back. Yeah, compo. Anyone take a photo? All right, that was good. Do it now. One more.
It's halftime here at Kudos Bank Arena, and what a highlight that was from Xavier Cooks in the first half. The Kings 51 leading the Brisbane Bullets. The home side well and truly in control at halftime. Joe Healy alongside Jay Spidey and Brad Rosen. Guys, talk me through some of these numbers.
No, well, we spoke about it earlier. It's points in the paint, which actually isn't on there. They've just destroyed him in the paint. They've destroyed him in transition. And unfortunately, we've seen what we thought we might have got, and that's dominance right now by Sydney.
Yeah, I think Brisbane have just got to come out of this half now and start again. You look at the way they've been in this game, and even the other night when they lost to United, they had a chance to win the game with 5 minutes to go. With a couple of minutes to go in this game, they were down 13-14 in the first half, and then they let it blow out. They can peg this back. It's not over. Stay with the situation. Take the hits. Take the half-court intensity away, and you'll actually have a chance to win this game. But can they do it?
I think the Sydney Kings will beg to differ. I want to talk about Xavier Cooks. He's been such a superstar for the Kings so far, but what have you seen from him in this first half particularly?
He's just done bits of everything. You've seen from the start, getting downhill and getting to the spaces he likes to play out of, and then just doing all the little stuff that Xav does. And these are things that you don't realise till you play alongside him. He makes your life easier, and he's doing it for the Kings right now.
Yeah, he's been tremendous, just the way he's playing. And the number one thing you see is that he's happy. This is not the Xavier Cooks we saw in the first quarter of the season. You could see he was trying so hard to do what he needed to do. Now, he's just that comfortable Xavier Cooks. You look at the Blackmore shot chart, 4 of 5. Look at those free throws that he's been working so hard on. He's a smiling, happy basketballer, which is great news for the Sydney Kings.
I spoke to him before the game and he said that he was feeling really relaxed and happy, as you say, and it is paying dividends for him. Delhi told me just before the break he highlighted a number of his teammates. McQuatch Malawatch is one of them, and it has been so good to see his improvement over the last couple of seasons.
No, well, he's found his role. He's found his role with the Kings. He comes in, he gives energy, he starts for him sometimes if someone's injured, and he just does the little things every night. Don't do anything more, just take what you're given offensively, but defensively, I think, is where the improvement's been.
I remember speaking to Billy Tomlinson and Gorge when they took over the Sydney Kings, and they asked me about him, and I just said, I love that kid. I just think he plays so well. They were always going to sign him. They love the enthusiasm. They love the energy that he brings. And you can see that tonight. The biggest problem they have for him is where they find the minutes, because every time he steps on, he performs.
Still 20 minutes to play here at Kudos Bank Arena. We have a massive doubleheader coming up tomorrow night. New Year's Eve action. The Hawks taking on the Jack Jumpers. And then it's Cairns against Phoenix. What are you most looking forward to in these two?
I think at the moment, just everyone needs a win. And so I think you're looking at it right now and saying, well, how can we go and get a win? Both teams are coming off games. And for them, it's just that time of the year, New Year's Eve, but we need to get a win.
2 brilliant games. Can't wait to watch them both go at it because, like you said, it's just climbing the ladder. That's all it's about.
It's a sellout in Illawarra tomorrow. I'll be courtside for that one, which is going to be brilliant. Have been up to Cairns for the New Year's Eve game. It is so much fun up there. If you're in the area, get to the game if you can. Still 20 minutes to play here. As we said, it's the Sydney Kings leading the Brisbane Bullets 51-30. What have the Bullets got? Find out after the break.
screens. It'll come in right now. Oh, there they are. Well done. Oh, there you are. If you want to appear on the big screen, ladies and gentlemen, thanks to Kmart. This is your time. Game time. And low prices at Kmart. Look at that basketball, $10. Make sure you go buy one. Oh, look at that. That's a selfie. That's nice. That's a bit of a pout. There was a pout there. Crossing arms, not happy. Oh no, he's happy. He's got the wrong jersey for a start. Yeah, it's all right. That's all right. Look at these guys, right at the back. These guys are, where are they sitting? Look at private box, where are they? No, I'm surprised we've got coverage. Stand to join fan cam. Thanks to Kmart. Everybody wants to be on the big screen. This is your chance. Big second half coming up. Oh, we got the bananas! Thanks for going to the effort, guy. We appreciate it. We've got the 2 bananas on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Build up for a huge second half coming up.
Mark your calendars, Flames fans. Our Pink Hoops doubleheader is coming up soon. Man, that's really Flames and Kings fans, of course. It's on the 25th of January. It's a Sunday. Another doubleheader for you. Perth Lynx are in town, who also include the Chinese superstar Han Zhu. It's followed by the Kings taking on the 36ers. This year, $2 from every ticket we donated to the McGraw Foundation. So we want as many people there as possible. Great cause, as you know. Pink Hoops doubleheader Sunday, 25th of January. Keep active and improve your game at the Hoops Capital Summer School Holiday Camps. Multiple dates available in January. Hoops Capital East, Moore Park. Perfect for all skill levels. Scan the QR code on the big screen now to book your spot.
You may have the strongest team you've ever coached, and you're looking and there's not one game where you can say, that's a definite win. That's a great league. The strength worldwide of the eyes that are on our league, everybody's starting to want a piece of this. This is going to be a really, really special year.
McGee, oh, the spin move and the one hand. McGee again, hold on to your hats.
NBL26, I feel like it's been shook up a lot.
Walker for the win. Oh my.
Everybody's going out and getting as much talent as they possibly can.
If you bring your A game, you're going to give yourself a chance, but if you're off it, it's going to be a real tough night.
Adelaide have won it. They have stormed their way back in and stolen the game.
The whole league just did this. It's a much harder league.
Benair charging up. They've got Marshall working hard from close range. Right on the buzzer. He's won the game.
Throw the cards in the air. Who knows how it's going to land this year.
Nice behind the back pass from Cotton. Finishing touches from Vasiljevic.
Yeah, it's going to be one hell of an NBL26, that's for sure.
Just some of the takes, some of the highlights on an amazing, unpredictable NBL season again. When it comes to Brisbane, though, there's an unwanted stat right now. They've just posted the lowest scoring first half of the season. Kept to 30 points off the back of a 12-point final quarter in their loss to Melbourne. So right now, experts Rosen and Kadee, where the hell can Brisbane find some offense?
It's been tough right now, but I look at Javon Freeman-Liberty. when he came out this year, there was talks he's going to be in the MVP, he can score the ball and do all these things. And I just look at their group right now and say 1 of 6 for your 2 points is probably not enough to go along with 3 turnovers. I think he needs to be more aggressive and find ways to create buckets.
Yeah, for me, it's Tyrell Harrison. 1 shot. 1 shot for the game. It's just not good enough. Now, do you blame him? Do you blame the team? Do you blame... It doesn't matter. That man there needs to make a stance. Throw someone on the floor. Do something. Get the damn ball to him and try and go to work. And like Jason said in the first half, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to score. It just means distribute. Open the court, then you'll get your stuff. But he needs to be more aggressive.
He has a season high of 27 points, Brad, when he's been kept under 15. Brisbane have lost 9 in a row. I'll get the ball there. The shooting percentages from the first half, Sydney 55, Brisbane 32. Sydney out rebounding the Bullets 24-16. Points in the paint, 32-10. They've owned the corridor. Biggest lead is the current lead, 51-30. Now Harrison trying to heed your call. All he can do is turn it over. Xavier Cooks downhill. Paul Quoll thought about the shot, gets closer and says, Tim Suarez, you make sure of it.
Well, that's poor defense. That is just poor defense. The defensive transition there was null and void. Tyrell just needed to shoot that. He didn't need to pass it, make a move, but then you got to run that.
If you've joined us late, no Hunter Maldonado for Brisbane. Former Southeast Melbourne player released, unable to suit up because of visa issues or technicalities, we're being told. His last game was against Brisbane for the Phoenix. He had 18 points on 7 of 9 shooting. Here's a chance for Sydney again. Cox for the second time finds the rim and finds some noise inside Kudos Bank Arena. It's all purple out of half-time, and it's a scary scoreline for the Brisbane Bullets.
No, it's alarming right now. Alarm bells ringing. We get an Amy replay here, and it's just the pressure. And obviously KD makes the extra, and Xavier Cooks is doing what he did in the first half, and that's hanging around the basket, making plays. But the ability to get the ball up the floor for Brisbane right now and just get them into something is just not there, and it's just speeding, and it's giving Sydney whatever they want come the other way.
We'll give those possessions to Bull Quoll. The way he is going up the court and putting the pressure on Mitch Norton is amazing.
Brian Goorjian not letting his team ease up during the Tangerine timeout. He will ride them all the way. The 100-year tour, it's about to happen. June, July, so in the middle of the off-season, we'll have NBL 1 to keep us interested, and also the Harlem Globetrotters. Scan the QR code to get your tickets. 100 years of thrills, laughs, joy. It's a great show. If you are able to get out and enjoy the Harlem Globetrotters.
Jace, Matty was telling me he cannot wait to see the Washington Bullets come. What is it, the Washington Wizard? What are they called?
Generals.
Generals. He was waiting for the Washington General. He cannot wait to see them play. He reckons they might win this one.
Well, I think you might get a start for them, Brad. Special guest appearance for the Generals.
Oh, if I'm not mistaken, the late, great Homicide played for the Washington Generals. Can still see that smiling face of his.
Great Corey Williams told some great stories about his games against the Globetrotters.
I love the one that he said, we nearly won.
He would have said that most weeks, right?
Yeah.
So the foul called on Kendrick Davis. He and Dukas just exchanging some words.
Well, I do love that. Not sure if you can when you're 25 points down, though.
Yeah, but they've got to do something. So if you're going to go out here, you may as well go out and actually make a stand of what we want to do. So I don't mind that from Duke. So they need to get a bit chippy right now, because right now it's just Sydney doing whatever they want.
When does Alex go to how many NBA championship rings do you have? Another turnover from Brisbane. That might shut Alex up for a moment. Suarez for Cooks. And then Javon Freeman-Liberty will be called for the foul.
Well, it's just great offense, working it around. Suez could have shot that three, but no. He saw that Cooks was down low, had a smaller, limited Freeman on him, and just rolled it in there, and he could do nothing but foul.
Dellavedova finds Bullquall the head fake to fool the Bullets. And plenty of people around the stadium as well. Inbound play, Sydney. Taylor. Well, Brisbane, nearly 90 seconds gone, are yet to score since being kept to the lowest first half of the season. 27-point buffer as another blowout beckons in front of this Sydney crowd. There's been a few of them. Norton for Tyrell Harrison, who did well to take the ball and had the soft finish. And we go back to Brisbane.
He hit the ball down. Well, that's a little bit better. Good offense gives Tyrell the shot. He was able to get it. Freeman Liberty looking here to get the ball over.
The defensive urgency still there from Sydney. Taylor finding Freeman Liberty, and Suarez doing the work defensively. On this 5-game winning streak, the Kings, as Cooks draws the foul, he'll go to the line for 2. This 5-game winning streak, they've beaten Perth by 29, Cairns by 42, Illawarra by 24, and had 2 overtime wins against Melbourne and Adelaide. So they're close or blowout, they've got the job done. There are our Reebok influencer seats. A couple of great ladies in the house tonight. Mia Miff Rennie there with the cap on, an elite free ski athlete, media commentator, represented Australia at multiple world championships. And Paris Tier, a lifestyle influencer who uses a platform to inspire women to embrace sport and movement. She was in your seat pre-tip-off, Brad, headphones on, saying she'd love to be a commentator. Said there's a role open. And Miff, she's a regular at the basketball, loves the hoops, been in the Gong or in Sydney.
Massive Hawks fan.
Yeah. How'd you like to be a free ski athlete, Jace?
Not for me.
How are the knees feeling thinking about that?
Not for me
I don't know
at
how
all.
they do that.
Yeah. Great to have 2 passionate women when it comes to basketball in the Reebok influencer seats. They are pumped to be here. I'm excited to be watching another big Sydney performance. By 26. McDaniel. McDaniel fires again. There's another triple from Sam, his 4th for the night. Davis pulls up, leaves it short. Harrison the rebound. McDaniel to 14 points. He's 8 clear of any other Brisbane player in terms of points. Taylor, no. Rebound, Bullquall. Xavier Cooks, the pass for Suarez. Beautiful assist. In their win against Illawarra on Christmas night, the Kings had 30 assists, their most since the 2008 season. Every element of their play recently has screamed team.
You were talking before, Matty. Something's clicked. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Obviously, you don't get to see a lot of that, but something's clicked where they've just figured it out as a group.
Well, I think this is where you have good veterans. And one of the things they identified in the off-season, and that's where Dellavedova comes in. Now, I'm not saying it's all him, but it was a tough season last year, and you could see there was a lot of things that didn't go right. But I think bringing Delly in, and then you got this man who hardly played last year, Bullquall. So he was out with that knee injury. Cookie playing to the level that he's got. And, of course, bringing this man in. I agree with what you're saying there. They look great, and there's another position there.
Beautiful passing. Davis to Cooks to Suarez, and Kings will get it straight back. It is imploding for Brisbane. The Kings' biggest win of the season, 42 points recently against Cairns. We've got a while to go to get that territory, but if this continues, it's on the cards, Joe Healy.
Right, Matty, but just piggybacking on what you were saying before about the Kings clicking, Gorge has been asked about it a number of times in press conferences recently, and he just says it's the adversity that they've been through as a group over the course of the last season and a half, and so he says that they have a better understanding of each other, the relationship between him and the players is better, and they're playing for each other now, and I think that's what's transpiring out on the court.
It's a one-man show for Brisbane, Joe, as Sam McDaniel goes to 16 points on 6 of 10 from the field. Ball Quayle to the line for 2. I mentioned his 4 made triples, Sam McDaniel. Already this season, Brisbane have had 11 different players score 15 or more. Well, now it's 12 because Sam McDaniel's gone to a season high 16. It goes to show the amount of players they've had to bring in through the roster for multiple reasons, Brisbane.
Yeah, and I think you'll look at this Brisbane team and you see some of the possessions that they're playing on the offensive end, like that last one when they just threw it out of bounds. And you say to yourself, they're professional basketballers, how does that happen? But that has been, well, outside of the first few possessions, which were a bit worried from the Kings, but literally from the tip-off, where the Kings have put that much pressure, they have made Brisbane play at a pace they're just not comfortable with. And it is forcing them, Jason, into areas they're just not used to.
And I think it's a result of a group that hasn't been together a long time. Like they just add to the pain. But you can't in this league. Teams are too good that if you're kind of behind the 8 ball and you're trying to figure it out and you've got coaching changes, player changes, different lineups. This group has never been through what they're going through right now, so they haven't figured it out before. You're actually watching them try to figure it out. So it's kind of part of the pain.
And one of the things to add as well is what's helping with the Kings here is you look at the bench players from the Kings, they're doing this to each other at training every single day. So they're making themselves better by being this defensive stance. And I agree with what Joe says. They're playing for each other, and you can see it.
Goodrick stands tall for the rebound. Davis goes to work on McDaniel. Kendrick Davis is blocked by Holt. Sydney keep the ball. And trouble called on Ball Quayle. So Sam McDaniel still out there. His previous season high was 10 points. He has 16 tonight. His career high, 20 points back in the 2022 season. McDaniel from Melbourne to Tassie, now in his 3rd at the Bullets. Great to see him back from that long injury layoff. His team is struggling, but he's contributing.
He's been the shining light tonight. Like, obviously, he's come off an injury-ridden almost years, like he could go into last year as well, but he's been around the league a long time, and tonight he's 16 on 6 of 10 shooting. He's the one person who's been able to just give him something offensively at an efficient clip.
Had an ankle injury earlier this season after the shoulder injury ruined NBL25, so great to see this man back and playing well. And Torrey Smith-Milner has sunk now 3 big bombs to help what is still a scary scoreline. Down 66-40, the Bullets. Watch Mullerwatch has his pass knocked away by Freeman Liberty. Galloway for Goodrick. Now Dellavedova for Kwatnoi. 3 more for the 6th man of the year, reigning.
See, Brad, for me right now, when you look at the group that City's got on the floor, that's the one thing you can't give up. Like Kwatnoi catch and shoot, and that's where I think Brisbane, when you look at the differences in teams, what Brisbane give up is just super simple catch and shoot things or opportunities that people want.
He was the Kings MVP last season, the league's best 6th man, 27-year-old. Sudan, raised in Newcastle.
Are we just looking for the 14-second shot clock. Is that what it is? Because it says 22. Just making sure it is. And it is.
Watch Malawatch brings it into the front court, but only momentarily. He has his pocket picked. Javon Freeman-Liberty, and then the foul on Matthew Dellavedova.
Love that from Delhi.
Oh, I can't believe you called a foul. No way.
Absolutely beautiful professional foul. I'm slowing this down and throws his arms up, going, no, I didn't mean to do that. Look at this.
Look at him.
Oh, no. It was only 2 hands on his chest.
Vaughan Mabry, James Boyer, Alex McEwen, the referees this evening, and again, Smith Milner fires the 3. This time the miss. Quatnoy also off target. Divas enjoying good court time with Brisbane this season. Holt misses the rebound. Malawatch. Divas gets his hand to the pass. Big game looming for Sydney. It's on Friday. If you're struggling to know when that is, this time of year, today's Tuesday. Here's Hunter Goodrick and the Kings in Adelaide on Friday night.
Beautiful pass by Dellavedova. He is tough down there, he's so strong, able to post up and just gives it straight to Goodrick, who was able to finish.
Tyler Robertson comes on. How much of an eye does Coach Goorjian have on the trip to Adelaide for Friday in the back end of this game with the big margin already built at 31?
I think you can tell in the way he's coaching that they're one game at a time, but in the way he's getting after him right now, because he knows what's coming up in their schedule. And that's a big game. Like, I think Sydney right now think they're the best team in the league, and Adelaide think the exact same thing. So I think both groups, but especially Sydney right now, would have definitely one eye here, but I think Gorge would be also knowing what's coming around the corner in the new year.
Yeah, he's not worried about that one right now. I agree. Yes, he would be looking at the schedule, but right now it's one at a time. Don't drop intensity. Play every time you step on the court.
And then Goodrick throws it away. Well, Sydney have already beaten Adelaide only a few games ago, 97-93 in OT. That's their next stop, Sydney. They have South East Melbourne and New Zealand, and then 5 straight home games. So a glut of home games to come for the team that came into the contest in 4th. They're positioning themselves to leapfrog their way towards the top 2 if this run continues. McDaniel. Sydney's leading scorer gets it done again. Brisbane's leading scorer. Foul on Divas.
At least the last few possessions for Brisbane, they just haven't allowed Sydney to do what they want. The previous one, they made Hunter Goodrick make a decision, which is a great thing for Brisbane, given that's not what he's normally used to do. And that one, they at least fought through what was going on to try and make it hard.
I think one of the other things we forget is this man right here. He's come off a pretty bad sickness, Dellavedova. But I felt when he's come back, he was better than before he left. And I just mean that he's just being around the players more, understanding the role that he's going to play now in this team.
Well, do you think, Brad, that him being out has actually allowed him to sit back? Because Delhi's a very smart basketball player. It's allowed him to sit back and see what the group was doing, and now actually there's no pressure on. I think at the start of the year it was like Delhi trying to prove something, where now it's like, actually, I just need to be here and feel A, B, and C to get this team to win games.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, and I don't think he was the only one. We said like Xavier Cooks and the others. I completely agree.
The basketball resume Matt Dellavedova owns. Galloway misses. NBA Games, Championships, 4 Olympics. NBL time at Melbourne, and now Sydney. Foul called on Galloway. Xavier Cooks and Tim Suarez checked back in. 27 points the difference still. Brisbane in action again on New Year's Day. That's Thursday. They're hosting Perth and they host Adelaide on Sunday. So
you're saying those days to remind yourself.
Yeah, I am.
No, he's helping me. I was actually sitting here going, New Year's Day is Thursday. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
When I checked the schedule, I had to write the days down and what day it was today, so I had some idea.
Matty's looking after half of Australia right now by saying that.
I'm looking for tomorrow's New Year's Eve doubleheader. Hawks, Jack Jumpers into Taipan's Phoenix. Here's Tyler Robertson, short. And Holt grabs the rebound. Torrey Smith-Milner misses again. Now 3 of 7 from outside.
Matty, I want to go back to a point you made earlier in the game about Tim Suarez. You think about this group and what it was going to look like. Lepepe was supposed to start. They brought Suarez to kind of just shore up their big man department, someone who they knew and could help their group. In a way, they're so fortunate as they've created a turnover here, Brisbane.
Good hustle from Smith-Milner, but the shot took a deflection and falls for Sydney. And Joe Healy, you got something to say?
This is obviously a crushing defeat for the Bullets, guys, but as players, it feels like it's really character building and it's great experience, especially for some of these young guys, Divas, Holt, Dukas, Murray. How valuable will this be for them? Maybe not in this moment, but moving forward in the seasons to come.
Well, everyone thinks that you learn how good things are when you win games and you win all these different things, but often the best experiences are the ones when you are down in the trenches and you get your butt kicked like they are now. You actually learn so much from this experience because you can take so much out of it about what I learned from that situation and what can I do better. Whereas sometimes when things are rosy, you don't actually learn as much as you think you do.
Yeah, I'm with Joe. I think this is exactly what these young players need. Not what Brisbane need. Right? You don't want to be losing games, but these young players, it is invaluable. You will just learn ways on how to be a professional basketballer.
Since the Bullets returned to the league, generally, they've been underperformers.
Yeah.
They had a good season or a promising season under Andre Lamanis. Not a lot of success around that. That's why it's so important they get the next coaching appointment, head coaching appointment right, be it Darryl McDonald full-time or someone else.
Well, stability, that's the one. I mean, there's Hunter. Hunter will join this team when the visa thing is sorted out, but stability is the key. You know, they've had so many coaches, so many player turnovers. Injury always doesn't help as well. But every team goes through injuries, so you just can't keep coming back and it's the injury situation. But stability's the key. Make that right decision of the coach.
And going back to Andre, that's the one thing that Dre did have built in Brisbane. Like, it didn't result in playoff performances, but my 3 years there, especially with Dre, we were around the mark most years. And I actually believed in Dre's last year before he left, we were really close if we made the right changes, but the things that came after that didn't help us make the finals. And so I just think stability, and I think D-Mac's obviously been around, and this is probably his trial if they're looking at him, but they have said they're going to look elsewhere. I think it's one of the biggest decisions the club will make right now is they need to get this right. They can't take a chance with someone they don't believe can get the job done.
The league needs Brisbane to be firing. This season, they farewell Jalen Adams very early on. Lamar Patterson, season-ending hamstring injury. Casey Prather, that season-ending knee issue. Dakota Matthias out until February with a shoulder issue. Hunter Maldonado waiting for visa complications. So you're right, they have had some excuses, Brad, but every team has injuries and imports who don't work out.
Well, D-Mac has been a head coach before. Obviously coached Melbourne United. I think it was over 2 seasons. And he knows the game. I mean, there's absolutely no doubt about that. But to throw him into this, like, you can't look at this and say, well, is he the right coach or not the right coach? It's tough to come in these situations.
Kendrick Davis for the Kings. Up to double figures. Eventually, it's taken him a while to get there. 4 of 12 shooting.
Well, we just saw Kendrick Davis score his 1200th point in the NBL. Jeez, that seems like it's come very quick.
Javon Freeman-Liberty comes away without any points there. Look, Kendrick Davis, a season at Adelaide and a season at the Sydney Kings. And here he is on the deck. Here it is in replay, men. What do you make of this?
To be honest, I don't see a lot in that. He just looked like he had, obviously, the ball, but then into the arm. I don't know if I'd upgrade that.
I think Katie just came through at so much pace. It was just the speed he was coming through at. It didn't really look malicious.
No, not at all.
No. Replay centre just advising, and it will be unsportsmanlike on Torrey Smith-Milner. Davis quickly back to his feet.
You just heard Darren McDonald there saying he throws his head back. Wasn't happy with the upgrade.
I think there was a bit of mayo on it.
I think that's exactly what D-Mac said.
I think it was light mayo.
Kings by 28 as it trickles out towards Kendrick Davis. Shot clock beats him, and we get to three-quarter time. The Kings still in control, headed towards their 6th straight win. But how high can they go? 1 quarter to play at Kudos Bank Arena. The Kings over the Bullets.
Amazing prize, a Canon EOS R50V worth $1,500. All you got to do is go crazy, go wild, and when the camera locks in on you, you need to strike a pose just like behind us. That's right, we've got the dancers having this little example. Look at this, look at the poses. You can beat these poses, City Kings fans. All right, so let's kick it off on 3, 2, 1, strike a pose. Thanks to Harvey Norman, supported by Canon. Here we go. Who wants to win this $1,500 item? Let's have a look. What do you got out there? What do you got? Be creative. That's nice, but we need something more creative. That's... I'm not sure what that is at all. Here we go. Strike a pose. Don't move. Don't move. Oh, yeah, look at these guys. Like that. You can't help it. They look like One Direction. Oh, yeah. No, you can't move. You can't. No, she moved. Oh, I like that. That's creative. I like that. I think that's leading. I would go back to the other guy. He was good. Go back to the other one. All right, you're our winner. Congratulations. You can move now. Well done. Can't believe Paulie Hanson won.
Welcome back to the Hungry Jacks NBL. The Sydney Kings are sitting pretty right now, a 28-point lead heading into the 4th quarter, en route to their 6th straight win. Gentlemen, not a bad way to end 2025.
Absolutely. The Kings flying towards 2026, Joe. Our final games of this calendar year. Tomorrow night in Wollongong and Cairns. How do we finish here in Sydney for 2025? Brisbane, well, their 2 leading scorers, including this man, Javon Freeman-Liberty, 1 of 9. Tyrell Harrison has taken only 2 shots. He shoots the ball at 64% and has had 2 shots, Brad. Freeman-Liberty needs more of that.
Well, it's a good start. But yes, Tyrell Harrison has been a no-show tonight.
Xavier Cooks finds the net despite banging into Mitch Norton. An apology on the run. Is it foot on the throat stuff from Sydney? They force a turnover there. Delhi quickly. McQuatch Malawatch gives Davis a great look, and Kendrick can't finish. Foul will be called on Sydney. Tim Suarez, a holding foul.
Well, Matty, we've been talking all game about how the Kings and how they've been going, and really there was a great article in Code Sports recently with how they've hired, I think he was Tasmania NBL 1 guard, Nick Haywood, and he was their culture development mentor. And Xavier Cooks, as they miss a 3 here, and Brisbane will get the offensive rebound. Xavier Cooks said he has been fantastic and was able to help him, as a foul's called here, get through that challenge of what he had at the beginning of the year, the free throws and the whole situation. And it just goes to show how the game's changed. When I was playing, Jason, I'm not sure about you, it was toughen up, mate, and on you go, but it's really different now, and these mentors, because they're around it, the social media aspect, it's a very hard situation to be involved with. And Jason, did you have much mentorship around your playing careers?
I probably had a mix of the toughen up part, the early part of my career, where there wasn't as much and social media was just starting out, but it wasn't as rife as it is now.
Yeah.
But it definitely, in the last kind of 5-6 years, the mentorship and the mental side of the game became way more evident in people talking about it. Where early days it was exactly that. You had a bad night, figure it out, toughen up and get over it. Where there's obviously things and ways you can go about it now which make a big difference to people's games, as they just alluded to.
Brilliant. And one on offer here, Davis and Cooks, both wearing big grins. Sydney go to 81-53 with another to come perhaps.
And I'm sure it's a nice move by Kendrick behind the back there. I'm sure, I think Eric Phillips is doing Adelaide, if I'm not mistaken, and there'll be others around the league, obviously, that are very good, but it just goes to show, and to hear the players talk about it and need it. It was a great article.
Norton. That's good from Mitch. 81-56. Norton goes to 13 points for the game. 4 of 6 from the field. Watch off the mark. Freeman Liberty catches the front of the rim with a 3-ball. The rebound to Suarez. Points in the paint to three-quarter time. 46-18 in favour of Sydney. 46-18. And that's where Dellavedova looks to go again. Davis steps outside the 3 line, can't hit. Rebound Freeman Liberty. And he draws a foul on his way through. Javon.
Well, I don't think I'd be sitting here saying the Sydney Kings are up 81-56 and Kendrick Davis has 12 points, 4 of 15 from the field. It just goes to show that it's been done by committee tonight, Jace.
And it's been that way since the start. They actually just got off to a flying start through people like Zave and everyone else just filled in around it. It's just been that kind of night. They've got a lot out of transition and just getting stops and smothering Brisbane where they've basically got no life in them.
Terry Taylor for Divas. It's good. So 3 balls falling for Brisbane, and yeah, it has been a bit of a heat check night for this man. Kendrick Davis, his last 5 scores, 38, 26, 27, 21, 27. So during the winning streak, he's averaged 28 points per game, and there are 2 more for him tonight to take him to 14.
Nick's still trapping at half court. And these players know if you aren't going to play, he will bring you out of the game. He doesn't matter what time of the game it is. He wants nothing but perfection.
Harrison forces a foul on the Kings.
And that possession there was one for Aaron Divas to go back, and I'm sure D-Mac will walk him through it. He actually had Tyrell on the first side to throw it straight into him, but he missed him and skipped it. And I'm sure Nordo is probably saying that exact point right now. But that's the one when you haven't had, your big hasn't had a touch and he's your focal point. If you see him, you've got to see him first. And that's a bit of the youth and just rushing and how Sydney have made people speed up tonight.
And the crowd wanting Hungry Jack's burgers as Tyrell Harrison misses the first. And he hushes the crowd with a second that never looked like missing.
No dinner on the way home, Brad.
The kids are furious at him. So are you, because you're going to have to pay for them now.
Yeah, we're still stopping.
Still got time, still got time.
Kendrick finds a way. It's from Suarez to Malawatch, and Malawatch goes to 9 points for the game with his second triple of the contest.
Brad, if I'd have told you at three-quarter time that Sydney had 13 turnovers and Brisbane had 14 turnovers, wow, would you have believed me?
No, not with the scoreline the way it was. That's amazing.
Right now, Brisbane have coughed it up 16 times, Kings 12 times. Replay of that last Sydney bucket, Malawatch.
Well, I was just about to say, we hadn't seen Sean Bruce yet, but he's just checked into the game now. Been very interesting minutes for him this year. He's had games where he hasn't played, games that he's come on and played some big roles. Obviously went through a bit of an injury, but the last few weeks it's been no game, come on and play okay, and very minimal in this situation.
It seems to me like the coaching staff have made the decision to actually go with Tyler Robertson.
Yeah.
But it's a luxury to have, right? You've got Brucey sitting on the bench. Like, what a luxury to have, knowing that you've got him ready to play at all time. And I guarantee there'll be some teams around the league that say we could use a Sean Bruce right now to play a lot of minutes for us. I mean,
maybe the team he's
playing.
Look
at the team they're playing against.
He's in his 14th season of NBL. He's 7th at Sydney after time at Adelaide, Brisbane and Cairns. He's been to the Bullets for a couple of seasons. The reigning Players Player at Sydney, and Laurie Watterson Club Person of the Year, very highly regarded. Sean Bruce across the league and certainly at the club he's currently representing. Terry Taylor misses the gimme and goes outside for Divas. No joy, the rebound. Suarez and Malawatch working in conjunction, but they turn it over. They're 13th for the game. That's better. Freeman Liberty for Tyrell Harrison. His second made bucket of the game in 3 attempts for Tyrell.
Brad just got a huge smile on his face. He was so happy they gave Tyrell the ball.
So true.
Suarez beats Taylor with a fake, can't make it go. Harrison again.
Matty, you said before and it's down to 21. You said before, like, when is the time? I think now is when you take your starters out. They've done their job. You let the kids play. Shouldn't call them kids, but the younger ones.
Well, further to that, you'd be confident given the way that Luetha and Gok Malawal have performed in recent games when given run in the fourth quarter. The development players, the Sydney Siders, the youngsters at 19 and 20. Great energy and efficiency, it must be said. Here's some energy. Sean Bruce sits it up. And a late finish off the backboard. Malawatch, a nice burst from him. And as we hit the Tangerine timeout, the Kings 88 over Brisbane 65. 3, let's call it 4 minutes to play. That man will be happy. Part owner now, Paul Smith. But Brian Goorjian won't be happy until his team has played for the full 40 minutes and shown those qualities that he makes non-negotiable for the duration of this contest. They'll be eyeing triple figures and another big, big win, Brad.
Yeah, that's exactly what they like, and it's the process. That's what Brian always talks about. It's the process, staying with what we're doing. You look at him now, he's not backing away. It doesn't matter who's on. I mean, obviously that is majority of the bench players right there. And it's about being attention to detail, get it done, and we move on to the next one.
No, you can't be seen on TV. All right, any more?
Another noisy crowd at Kudos Bank Arena. And these crowds will continue to build into the new year. A busy period always for Sydney. 88-65, Joe Healy. How do the Kings finish this one out?
Oh, I think they're pretty comfortable here, Matty. But the fans are loving this here at Kudos Bank Arena. Just a quick word on the Bullets. Darren McDonald simply said, guys, let's go out there and compete, slow things down, run through their sets. And he reminded his team, they're backing up in 2 days' time. They are hosting the Wildcats at home. Not an easy game to play on New Year's Day, but they've got to find the character and the effort here from somewhere. Let's hope that they can finish off here.
I reckon the Sydney Kings are going to look to keep the pedal to the metal with the likes of Lueth Thawan out there, and Robertson and Bruce. What noise and energy, man. And look at Goodrick and what he's done this season.
Yeah, and you know, they're here, they're in front of their families. They would be watching and having Christmas time, and it's fantastic. You play for your families as well, and every one of these guys loves wearing the singlet, and they will enjoy being out here competing.
They want to hit the finish line full of running and send a real message to Adelaide that we're coming for you on Friday. Tough arena, Adelaide Entertainment Centre. The 36ers in firing form. What a game. Holt throws it up off the backboard, nearly scored. Was forced into a tough shot by this man, Goodrick. Robertson, Bruce, extra pass, Lueth, Awan off the mark. Goodrick gets the rebound, his second offensive rebound, and scores, and one to come.
Pound for pound, this guy is one of the strongest guys in the league. That last possession down the other end, Holt was trying to bang him and just could not, and this man is just non-stop.
I look at the five on the floor, Robinson, Goodwin, Bruce, Noy, Awan, Jason Kadee. I just saw a whole lot of energy, a determination not to let anything the starting five did early in the game let down.
Well, I think a couple of games ago we saw the same thing. I think that's a sign for me of where Sydney practices are at. And Brad, you said it before. I just think if you went and watched a Sydney practice that wasn't built around a game coming up start of the week, I think you'd see energy across the floor. And the way they went about it, it just strikes me that that's how they're playing now, is because they're getting it at practice and they feel they can do it 1 through 15.
Jack Purchase out there for Brisbane.
I'm thinking Tim Suarez goes home with bruises every single training going up against Hunter.
As an older guy, sometimes you got to tell the young guys, hey, listen, today, not today. Just
I don't know if he'd listen. You look at him.
Some guys can say it with a way that makes the younger guy go, hang on a second, I think I need to listen to this guy right now. I don't need these bruises.
Robertson works a Goodrick screen. Quat Noy. So Quat camped on 10 points on 4 of 8. He's made 2 of his 6 triples. Again, energy and impetus off the bench. Noy misses, or Norton misses. Noy the rebound. Lueth Awan forced into a tough shot and misses. There's Jack Purchase parking his body in the right spot. Sydney about to go 2-0 against Brisbane this season. About to build on that resounding record here at Kudos Bank Arena, despite Torhi Smith-Milner knocking down another 3-ball. He's 4th of the game. He's gone 4 of 7.
Well, Freeman Liberty is just stepping back in the game. I think he looked at D-Mac and said, really? Do I have to? He's out there at the moment, and he does not look like he wants any piece of this whatsoever.
That equals Smith-Milner's career high made threes. His 10th NBL season, and tonight he's equalled his 4 made threes career high. Robertson. Good finish. As Tyler scores for the first time tonight. Had 10 scorers now, Sydney. Led by Xavier Cooks with 20. Purchase. Missed his last 3 shots, Jack.
Well, this is the difference in Sydney that we're seeing in this kind of third of the year compared to the first third. They've just, as young fellas, the bench.
Maliwal says, I can shoot the 3 ball.
I was ready to go. Need more time out here, George. Give me some more.
Good to see his first NBL 3.
Well, I just noticed that last rebound by Hunter Goodrich. He's got 8 for the game, and he is the leading rebounder for the Kings in 12 and a bit minutes.
Good pickup, Brad.
That's what happens when you play hard and you know exactly where to be and just hang around the glass.
And the coaches look at that. They will look at the stats as he hits the 3 and loving it.
So his numbers, 6 points on a very efficient 3 of 4. 8 rebounds. Just coughed up the ball once. And as the seconds tick down, they won't get to a final shot from Maliwal, so that won't count as a missed 3, but the Sydney Kings haven't missed. Not for a while now. It's 6 in a row for Brian Goorjian and the Kings.
Well, a nice little celebration there, Gorge. I know he has the utmost time for D-Mac. Played with him at the Magic, absolutely loved him. I remember when Gorge came to Sydney and I was an assistant there, he spoke about D-Mac all the time. Absolute love between those two.
He has some work to do with the Brisbane Bullets, the interim head coach, starting on New Year's Day against Perth. As for Sydney, they hit the road to Adelaide on Friday. The collision of the 2 form teams right now. And the Sydney Kings scoring freely, getting great contributions from all their team members. Their coach says they can get even better, but right now is pretty damn good. Kings 95, Bullets 70. Final margin 25 points. So those 6 games in this winning streak, 4 by double figures, 2 in overtime.
Yeah, look, it's the motivation. It's hard to get up at this time of the year. You know, everyone's on their Christmas with their family, and this is a tough time of the season. But the Kings are on a roll, and what they've done in the games, 2 cans, to this one, we know they've beaten some of the big dogs, but it's not easy to come up against these teams when you're not sure what to expect. And coming out in this game and really from the tip-off, just dominating. That's exactly what the coaching staff of the Sydney Kings would have wanted and loved.
Xavier Cooks tonight, 20 points on 7 of 8 shooting, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Very much in control of this Sydney performance, and he's standing by with Joe. Joe?
Yeah, thanks, Matty. The Foot Locker player of the game, Xavier Cooks, a monster performance by you guys. It started at the defensive end. Talk me through that.
Yeah, I think it was probably one of our best defensive performances of the year. I think all game they're on their back foot, and it started off with ball and then boys pressuring. We got an 8-second call, which is huge for us, and yeah, it was great basketball.
You know it's going to be a good night when it starts with a dunk like you had. Where does that one rate for you?
Where's it rate? For this year, probably pretty good, but for my career, pretty average.
Given everything you've been through this year, the adversity, how proud are you with where you are now heading into 2026?
This team?
And you.
Let's go this team. I'm really proud of the boys. I think the way we're playing basketball is the right way right now. We're really celebrating each other's success and doing all the hard things on defense. And the basketball gods look after you, but look after the gods.
6 in a row. How do you take this momentum into Adelaide on Friday?
I think just keep up this defensive intensity. A lot of times we bring a lot of attention to the offensive end, but it starts with defense for us.
Congrats on the win. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Starts with defence. Well, it certainly did tonight, keeping Brisbane to 70. And from that, Xavier Cooks and the purple, well, the points flowed for them. What have you made of Xavier Cooks over the last few weeks? Jason, I know Brad spoke pre-game about his stat line in this winning surge. What have you seen from Xavier, though?
No, I think everything that people have been saying about him is spot on. And the thing that you don't see with Xavier is only those who have played with him truly understand it. Xavier's someone that makes your life easier. He makes the right passes, makes the right plays, covers you on defense if you make a mistake. And I just think there's no surprise in where Sydney are at and how Zave's playing, how it comes together.
And here's the path ahead for Cooks and Sydney in Adelaide on Friday. What a game. Then they host Southeast Melbourne. They go to New Zealand. And then those last two home games, Melbourne, Brisbane, are actually the start of a run of 5 straight home games. So they are positioning themselves magnificently with a flood of home games to come, the Kings, to finish top 2, Brad.
Well, that's what it's all about right now. They're 13-7, equal with Phoenix, but their percentage is slightly better. So they go to 3rd spot right now. But you just look the way they're going, they're humming.
13-7 for the Sydney Kings. The Bullets slipped to 6-16. Joe, you got a big Brazilian with you.
I certainly do. Tim Suarez, incredible performance from you guys. You absolutely dominated from start to finish. Talk me through it.
No, they had a great game last game against Melbourne, so we knew we needed to come out with a lot of intensity, but congrats to our guys. I mean, our intensity has been incredible up the floor. I mean, I would hate to not be on Bull's team right now. And everybody else has been doing great. Awesome.
How has this team gone in terms of just the progress that they've made over the last couple of months? How proud are you with where you're at going into the new year off the back of 6 straight wins?
Yeah, I think at the beginning we were just kind of treading water, and now we've really found our stride and we're going for it with our leaders like KD and Deli and X. 3 really bad point guards, if you ask me, distributing the ball. All 3 of them have been incredible, and then just all our guys in general have been stepping up, and everybody's been doing their role pretty well. So I think if we can keep that up, it's going to be pretty tough.
An awesome way to finish 2025. Have you got any resolutions going into next year?
Man, win a couple more games and get to the beach a little more as well.
Congrats on the win. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you too.
There's some beach weather coming. Tim Suarez, who scored 14 points tonight, 6 of 9 from the field, add in 7 rebounds, couple of assists, and as per usual, Tim Suarez finds an understated way to deliver or to aid his team.
No, he's been a great pickup. When I say pickup, he's been a great person for them to bring back because they knew what they were getting. They already loved him as a guy, and he's just done the same thing he did in that year that he really helped them win, is just do all the little things and make other people's lives easier.
They can't win the championship without him playing a solid role. He doesn't have to be the leader, he doesn't have to be a champion, but he needs to be able to be elite for them in the positions that he's doing, and he is.
He is, and as a result, the Kings are right there in the championship discussion. We are coming back to Kudos Bank Arena to wrap this one up right after the break.
Absolutely everything to us. That's why we've got a banking partner that feels the same.
Beyond Bank supports over 6,000 community organizations around Australia. That's a lot of assists right there.
And right now, Beyond Bank is giving your group the chance to win a $1,000 community grant. There's 5 up for grabs, so if you're a charity, not-for-profit, sporting organization, or social club, then enter today via the QR code.
The Sydney Kings with Kawat Noi dropping the 3-ball again. Xavier Cook starring. Too good for Brisbane, 95-70. Xavier leading all scorers with 20 points. Efficient again. Suarez, Goodrick, Luethawan. It is always a team performance when it comes to the Sydney Kings right now. Jason Cadee, Brad Rosen, there is so much to like about this team from the Harbour City.
No, and Zave summed it up for me. As a basketball player, you're always trying to find a team environment where everyone just celebrates each other's success, and you're just looking to win basketball games, and I think that's evident in how they're playing right now.
You look at these stats and, well, it's not great looking for Brisbane, but what is not showing there is the points in the paint, which we kept going. But look at the field goals, 37 to 23 makes. But we have a fantastic doubleheader coming up tomorrow night, Matty.
New Year's Eve, I hope you've got some time in your celebrations for some hoops tomorrow, because it starts in the Gong. Illawarra hosting Tasmania. Then we go to Cairns, and they are traditional locations for your New Year's Eve basketball. First up, Hawks, Jack Jumpers. Tassie fresh from success last night. Can they go and silence the sandpit, Jace?
I think they can. I think they've been playing good basketball, and they'll be looking to go and double up this week.
Well, it's a must-win game for Illawarra because they've got to start to climb that ladder, and playing against Tasmania is one that they need to do. But the next one is fantastic as well. And there's the ladder where you look at the Kings. As I said, they've taken that 3rd spot now, and they've got Phoenix coming up soon, Adelaide the next game. They have a very good chance to make the top 2.
They're looking at United, saying you've got our position, we're coming to get you, and starting by beating the team on top on Friday night. You're right, that second game tomorrow, Taipans might be last on the ladder, but they do save some of their best basketball for New Year's Eve. So Southeast Melbourne, there'll be no holiday in Cairns tomorrow.
No, it's always an exciting game in Cairns for New Year's Eve, and many of them played up there know why. The festivities are great.
And you also look at that shooting, that percentage, I should say, 111 for the Sydney Kings. Some of these wins where they're winning by big margin can come and help them later in the season as well, if there is that tide.
Let's have a look at round 15. The action that is coming your way is this Hoops Spectacular continues. It rolls on with basketball every day. We mentioned the 2 games tomorrow. Then the Bullets back in action against the Wildcats. Look no further than 36ers Kings on Friday night. The Kings, have you got them finishing top 2? Yes or no, Brad Rosen?
Well, the way they're playing now, yes, and I'm a bit worried about Melbourne, so yes.
Jason Cadee?
I agree with Brad Rosen. Yes, I said that.
Clean sweep. The way they are playing now, nothing is stopping the Sydney Kings in a hurry, although I can hear the good folk of Adelaide saying, hang on a second, we're going to stop them when we run into them on Friday night. Look at the rest of the games there. Saturday, Sunday, into next Monday when the Kings close out a busy round 15 by hosting the Phoenix back here at Kudos Bank Arena. On behalf of Joe Healy, Jason Cadee, Brad Rosen, and the entire hard-working team behind the scene, thanks to your company tomorrow. Make sure you free some time on New Year's Eve to enjoy a double tomorrow as we farewell 2025 and bring in 2026. From everyone here at Kudos Bank Arena, well done to the Sydney Kings. Too good for Brisbane by 25 points. It's goodbye from the magnificent Harbour City.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
That was the Roland Robertson Mark